I'm starting my first ever saltwater tank, and there won't be any fish in it for a while because I want to do things the right way. So this is actually my third tank. I currently have 2 freshwater tanks, but saltwater feels like a completely different world. I'm gonna actually start my tank with a fish only setup, but maybe down the line I'll add coral or maybe anemones. For right now, I just want to learn how to maintain a saltwater tank properly. Even though I'm using live sand and live rocks, I still need to let the tank cycle properly. So the tank will be empty for a while, but I honestly don't mind that at all. The process of cycling is going to build up a bacteria ecosystem before anything alive even goes into the tank. And that's really important to me because I don't want to hurt any animals. So I'm going to start off by placing the rocks inside of the tank and making sure that I can scape this in a way that is aesthetically pleasing to me, but also obviously functional for the fish and other live animals that are going to be in this tank. I want to make sure that the fish feel safe and that they have little caves that they can hide in and stuff like that. This part of the process is probably one of my favorite, although I haven't worked with rocks before or saltwater. I have scaped different freshwater tanks and they have been super fun. It is the foundation of the tank, and it also is what people probably pay the most attention to when they see your tank. It's like building a little underwater landscape. It's also very important to make sure that you are satisfied with your scaping before you put any water in the tank, just because once water's in there, it's really hard to move things around. Saltwater rock plays a big part in saltwater aquariums for filtration purposes, so I want to make sure that I place these correctly. Okay, we're back to the drawing board. I put the tank on the nook and then I set up the rocks in the way that I wanted to. And I realized something that I should have probably realized sooner, but hobbies and things in general take a lot of trial and error, and this is just one of those instances. I had like this feeling that the sun was hitting the tank a little bit too hard. I took a step away from continuing to do the rest of the scaping. I was doing some research on the effects of sun on fish tanks, especially saltwater tanks, and I saw a lot of suggestions saying to maybe not play around with that type of setup. I've actually had freshwater tanks close to windows before, and I haven't had an issue from what I've researched and what I've read. I've seen that freshwater tanks are a lot more forgiving when it comes to algae blooms. I don't want to take that risk with this tank just because, like I said, I want to do things the right way and I don't want to harm any live animals or live creatures. Ultimately, that's why I decided to stop scaping for today. So right now I am focusing on finding a stand that's going to fit my tank. I think having the fish tank here is going to look really pretty. I think setting up the tank here will be much more reasonable, and I think that it will still look good, but we're going to be able to avoid any algae bloom or just problem in the future. After yesterday's whole dilemma with the stand and everything, I was able to find one from Petco that I liked. A lot of the ones that I had seen online were either not really the style I was going for. I felt like I kind of was just inclined to purchase them because they were cheap and I needed it quickly, but it wasn't really something that I truly loved or felt like fit in with the living room. This stand that I have right here is actually by the same brand as the tank that I have, so I feel like that's perfect. I feel like, of course, they made those stands with their specific tanks in mind, so it's something that also gives me a bit of peace. Now I'm going to just work on setting up the stand and then moving everything. I'm going to be able to put the rocks up again how I had them. I'm really excited to see how it turns out. I think it's going to look really good. I think this corner right here is going to look really nice, and yeah, let's see what I can do. For now, I love this minimalistic look. I think it looks nice. I don't think it clashes with any of the other furniture. Black is pretty easy to blend in, and I really love the look. I think it turned out super, super nice. I can't wait to keep working on the tank and showing you guys my experience. This is the part where things start to feel real. So saltwater feels a little bit like a chemistry class over freshwater. You have to use a refractometer to see the salinity in your water to make sure that it is inhabitable for your fish. So I'm going to be mixing the salt in the water and making sure that everything looks good with the refractometer. So after placing my heater and filter, this is where things are just going to take time. I have both of those things running so that the tank can stabilize. Even with live sand and live rock, the nitrogen cycle still needs to establish itself. So we have to test for ammonia, nitrates, and nitrites over the next few weeks. I think what I like about this process the most is how slow it is. You can't rush things, especially when it comes to saltwater aquariums. I've learned this through my 2 other tanks, but I feel like this time things are a little bit different since I do have some experience. I've learned through setting up my other tanks that rushing always backfires. So this time I want to take things slow. Even if that means I have to stare at an empty tank for a couple of months. It already feels alive, even with nothing inside of it. This is just the beginning. So I'll have an update for you guys once I'm ready to put fish inside of this tank. But if you have any saltwater experience, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I'd love to take any advice, especially being a beginner with saltwater. We'll see how things go.